This is a Lamborghini Gallardo Performante. Sorry, I'm American, I gotta say Performante. Today we're gonna take it out for a drive and see what makes it one of the most fun Lamborghini experiences. They only built 180 Performantes for the entire world. And it's, for those who don't know, the more hardcore track-focused variant of the standard Gallardo Spider. Lots of carbon fiber rear wing, carbon brakes, 10 more horsepower compared to the standard Gallardo. Carbon bucket race seats, a very visceral experience. So let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. If you'd like to see all my future supercar content, including plenty of car reviews to come. 5.2 liter naturally aspirated V10. And it is a glorious noise. Revs to 8,500 RPM, 562 brake horsepower. Top speed is 201 miles an hour. 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. 6-speed single clutch E-gear transmission. You have all-wheel drive, so the same power as a 458. The way it gets to speed is definitely different. Transmission not nearly as quick or as smooth, but I think it really gives this car character. A lot of people like to hate on single clutch transmissions nowadays. I think a lot of the older systems are kind of fun to use because they kind of feels like you're actually grabbing a gear. Like it feels like you're really, it just feels more mechanical. It's almost Aston Martin-esque in how sort of buttery it, just smooth that it revs up. One thing that always remains though is like the downshifts are so satisfying on this car. It like waits a second and then it just spikes up. Starting off in the sport setting, manual mode of course, it's a must.
Oh. Oh, shifts are mean.
Wait till Corsa.
Oh god.
Steering is certainly a lot slower compared to the more modern supercars. Has more weight to it, which I prefer. I'm not a huge fan of how quick and twitchy some of the modern steering is in supercars. It's definitely more input, but I think because of that, you're kind of working at it a bit more. Corsa mode, testing the bumps.
We put on Corsa mode before this part of the ride.
So Corsa mode is basically the track setting for this car. Makes gear shifts much more aggressive. Really kicks you in the back in that proper Lambo fashion. Not many cars produce a sound quite like that anymore. Yeah, I can feel every molecule beneath me. Throttle response is immediate. A very linear acceleration. Everything in here is literally either Alcantara or carbon fiber. Room in here isn't as bad as the Huracan. Like it's not as tight as the Huracan. No storage in here. I mean, you do have this kind of cubby here. Problem though is that is also carbon fiber, so you can't, I feel like you're just gonna scratch it easily if you put things back. If you put your meth and stuff back there and your crystals.
Dude, can you say one normal thing?
Storage? Nope. V10? Yes. I can still have it shift smoothly if I kind of let off the gas a little bit. If I'm not absolutely pinning it. It will shift sort of normal like that.
That's lame though.
Yeah.
Golly.
You know, they only built 180 Performantes.
That's badass.
I did not realize it was that low. Of course, it is a bit lighter than the standard Gallardo Spider. Not a huge amount lighter. I think it's about 200 pounds, like 180 pounds. You also got two of us in the car, so that doesn't help. But
I kind of get rid of the whole lightness thing.
The Gallardo Performante was always my favorite version of the Gallardo. I just feel like it was a very sort of slept on Gallardo, but now maybe I'm realizing because it's only 180 ever made, so you don't really come across them ever, but I feel like no one ever talked about this car. I could be, maybe I'm out of touch, but I just feel like this is probably the most underrated Gallardo experience. Styling wise, I think the LP Gallardo was definitely, I mean, I love the first gen Gallardo, but these LP cars I think are a bit prettier looking. I wouldn't say black's my favorite, but like this and like a Verde Ithaca, it does feel light. Oh, this car wants to be revved out. It is constant theater, but that's why you buy a Lamborghini.
I'm just banging my head on this seat.
You bang your head on the seat over and over and over again until you need an Advil.
I'm close.
But do you care?
No.
There's something about a convertible Lamborghini that it's just to have that sound, so you're so much closer to that noise. You know, because you had standard Gallardo, Superleggera, Squadra Corsa, a couple other variants, Balboni edition. This, I think, is one of the best Gallardo experiences. Combination of the Superleggera hardcoreness with that visceral open top experience that so many people want in a supercar. Compared to the competition, right, this is a 2011. 458 came out around the same time. Basically the McLaren MP412C, those both had dual clutch transmissions, right? This is the only one that had a single clutch. So, you know, it kind of fell behind. But as I said earlier, I think it gave this car a bit more character over those cars, especially the McLaren. And I prefer driving this over the Huracan for that reason. Oh, the car actually feels like it's shifting over. Could you drive this every day?
Yep.
There you have it. I feel like someone who buys this car, they're not buying it for like the straight up speed, because you could buy something else that's faster. There's a reason you're buying something like a Performante specifically.
You're buying a package. You're buying an experience.
Adding that extra kind of hardcore race car element to it is special. Kind of hard to come by these days, paired with that V10, the open top. Sure, the steering wheel feels kind of crusty, like it's got some dried up jizz on it. You just gotta ignore that.
Why did you say that, man?
Or someone's been like, you know, picking their, and just kind of leaving them there, and then they just kind of dry up and sort of cement into the steering wheel. And these seats, honestly, I feel fine so far. I've been in these for what, 45 minutes now?
You're skinny.
Doesn't that make it worse?
What?
Because if you're bigger, you should have more like blubber to protect.
That's crazy.
It is the perfect amount of power though for the street. Yeah, it's a car you can wind it out, 8,500 RPM, take everything in, and just do it over and over again, and not feel the need to, you know, oh, I'm gonna go take on some 488s and some F8s and some 720s. You're gonna get absolutely cooked. Oh
Gosh. I just heard a siren.
Like,
That's literally a cop. He was just waving to us.
oh, okay.
That's crazy that he just did that.
That's crazy.
There was a siren that just went off. It went, whoa! And I thought we were cooked. And then he just came up, gave us a thumbs up, smiled, and then drove off.
I mean, that does not get old. This is one of the last true old school supercar experience. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.